like in the shade and shoot birds as they fly by. That's sweet.
Birds? Enjoy going things. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't like that.
You're on, Dylan.
Alright guys, my name is Dylan. I'm here to either bore you to death today with this because I know a lot of people are against golf and they think it's kind of like an old man sport. You don't have to be athletic, but that's definitely not the case, especially anymore. I'm a certified golf instructor myself, so over the summer I'm busy giving lessons. We do a lot of stuff with wounded veterans, a lot of children's hospital kids, teach anywhere from people 4 to 74. So I've been through all this stuff a lot. I'm going to try to make it as less complex as I can and not bore you guys too much, but this is kind of my whole career and what my life's based off of, so this is what I went with for this. We're going to break it down into 8 points: address, takeaway, halfway back, top, transition, delivery, exit, and follow through. Me, along with a lot of professionals I teach with, all teach with these main 8 aspects. And all the stuff, all the pictures you see are going to be of Tiger Woods. I'm sure you guys all know who that is. He's definitely the best example because many would say that he has the best swing ever. So starting with address, because the golf swing starts with a static position, like it says, what's key is the base of your swing, which is all in your legs. Depending on what club you're using, you have to have a different stance, but definitely a wide base is the key to a balanced swing. As he noticed, again, as he keeps his hips on top of the ball, on tops of the balls of his feet, there again, you just don't want to have too narrow of a stance to where you fall over when you're swinging. Tiger in all these positions, in all these pictures, is in perfect position. The takeaway, 2 key things to observe for amateurs and for Tiger. You want your hands as far away, or you want your arms as far away from your body as possible. This is going to start causing you to build up power. Without the backswing, you can't have a downswing, and without a downswing, you don't have power. So if you notice that his arms are really far away from his torso. Also, there's no independent hand or arm motion. If you see his right forearm and his left forearm are working together, his right wrist and left wrist are working together, and his trunk and torso are turning together, nothing really breaks down. And then the 90-degree to a spine angle thing, that's a little technical, so we won't get into that. Halfway back, this for many amateurs is where people start to go wrong. If you notice that the shaft of the club right now is at the same angle that it was in the address picture, that's exactly what you want to see, that's exactly what you want to do. Right elbow and left elbow are level. Again, that's a lot of technical stuff. Yeah, so basically here it's all about the plane of the club and keeping your arms away from your body as much as you can. And making sure that your left, if you're right-handed, your left arm is going to always be in a locked position. And if you're right-handed, your left arm is going to be in a locked position like his is there. The top, Tiger's arm plane is flatter than it once was. That's just kind of a history thing. That's the exact position you want to be in. If you notice, he has the left side of his body loaded with all of his weight or the right side of his body loaded with all his weight, excuse me. To get your weight to your left side and get power, you have to get it behind you first to move it forward. So there is a good example of the coil, which is where you get all your power. If you notice, his hips are wide open and his shoulders are back almost 90 degrees to the course right there. The more coil you can get, the more power you have. That's why Tiger consistently hits it past everyone, because he's just such a freak athlete. So this is kind of the part, this part definitely with the flexibility and the core strength, this is where the old man overweight golf kind of goes out the window for what a lot of people think. To be successful, you definitely have to be strong. The transition, like it says here, we can see the athleticism of Tiger. Like it says here, for any of you guys, just that position that he's in his hips being that open and his shoulders being that open as well, just try standing in that position when you're standing still. It's pretty tough to get there unless you're a pretty good athlete and pretty flexible. He swings the club at over 135 miles an hour, so if we can't do it standing still, we definitely couldn't do it doing that. This guarantees perfect delivery position and some serious speed. Like I said, it's all about mobility, stability, and strength. The stability comes from his base. Obviously, his feet haven't moved yet. It's a standstill kind of game. Strong enough to be able to start his left hip rotating back towards the target while keeping facing the target. So actually, his first move with his hips continues to go back and then comes forward. So that kind of releases his coil. The delivery. This is another position that's tough to get in. Notice now in this position his hips are open and now all of a sudden they're closed and the club has barely moved. So that shows you how big of a snap in his hips he gets, and that is definitely the key to his power. And that again is a lot of his core work and a lot of his flexibility. Here, if you see that bottom part, I'm definitely not one to be able to criticize Tiger's swing because he obviously could beat me and millions of other people every day. But from what I've done, what I've learned in the research and stuff that we go through to be teaching pros, his left arm is definitely way too far away from his body. This causes just an odd direction of shots. He usually loses it high and right or low and left, and that is because of that left arm. And that's what he's worked on since he was swinging the club when he was 4 years old. And like I said, power equals distance, so there's his hip swing again. Again, try to stand up and get into that position with your hips that open and your shoulders that closed, and then try to do it at 130 miles an hour. It's pretty tough. The exit, between these two things is impact position, which is really, really important, but without a good exit and a good delivery, you can't get to impact position. So as teachers, we kind of just skip over that part. The shaft now exits on plane. Again, that would be parallel to where he sat up at address, so you can tell that everything's definitely spot on with him. Even as someone that knows nothing about golf, you can tell that it kind of looks right, I guess. Too much release or too much holding on can affect shot trajectory. Tiger doesn't have a problem with that. That's where a lot of amateurs lose it. It's either over rotation of your shoulders or under rotation of your shoulders. And then the finish, the key here is balance, which is the key throughout the whole swing. Again, he's on that solid foundation. And now if you notice in this one as well, all his weight is transferred to his left side, and it's still on his left side here. He has obviously no weight on his right side. That's how you can see that his foot is in the air, or at least his heel and the sole of his foot. Again, he has that good balance and the good base. Without that base and swinging that fast, 135, 140 miles an hour, he would have tipped over and been way out of the picture by now. So yeah, balance, controls, consistency. So when you put all these things together, which is a pretty tough thing to do, when you put the address together, the takeaway, the halfway back, if you're correct at the top, if you have a good transition to get your power and uncoil all the power you've gained up, and then have a good downswing and exit and follow through as Tiger does, it's the key to golf. So hopefully if you guys ever go play golf again, have a couple of these things in mind, and hopefully no one's asleep. So.
Good.